everybody, and welcome to WOWPS. I'm your host, Judy Holiday. I'm going to bring your bout manager up to the screen so you guys can say hello to Anita D. Bring up Anita D.
Hello, Judy. Can you hear me?
I sure can. How are you?
I'm good. I'm over here trying to manage this little baby. Y'all say hi to Moon.
Hi, Moon.
My assistant bout manager for the day. How you feeling, Judy? You excited about this slam?
Good. I'm ready to go.
Yes.
Do you have some rules for folks, or should I just jump into the spiel?
So I'll go through the rules real quick. So in today's slam, we're going to have 3 rounds. All of the poets' work will be their own individual work, their own original work. There'll be 3 rounds. It'll be a 4-minute round, a 1-minute round, and then a 2-minute round. Each poet will have a 10-second grace period to perform their piece. Judges, your job is to be judgy and let us know what you think about these poems on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being the worst thing you've ever heard in the world, and 10 being the most magnificent thing you've ever witnessed, seen, have been astonished by. So y'all will figure that out. Y'all will give us the scores in YouTube. If you are not a judge, please refrain from being judgy. Be judgy in your own mind, but not on YouTube in the comments.
It just confuses things. It just confuses things. We only want to hear scores from judges.
Exactly. Other than that, this boy is really trying to get in the screen right now. Poets, y'all know the deal. Judges, you know your jobs. And Judy, you're going to be amazing. This entire thing. I'm so excited to see everybody. I think that's all the rules y'all need to know. So yeah, I'll be behind the scenes unless I need to do poems for y'all. But other than that, this one is attacking me.
Got it.
We're gonna go back behind the scenes for a little bit.
We will say goodbye for now.
All right.
All right, everybody. Again, welcome to the Women of the World's WOWPS. Today is April 2nd, 2022, and this is the virtual Women of the World Poetry Slam. My name is Judy Holiday, and I will be your host for this bout. This is a virtual space that honors all women identifying poets to lift their voices and celebrate every poet competing today. We want for our poets to feel your energy, so go ahead and make sure that you guys make comments in the comment section. Keep them positive, keep them light, let's have fun. Be sure to give it up for all the poets and let us know the love there in the virtual slam, and also send love to those that are competing in person over the course of this festival. Again, my name is Judy Holiday. I would like to introduce our bout manager. I already did. Her name is Anita. We're happy to have her here behind the scenes with Moon, getting it all done. And she's gone over those things. Guys, beautiful plan. Everybody here to share their work. We're here to hear it with open ears and open hearts. And before we get this started, we have to get you guys ready. So we are going to be having a calibration poet come up to the stage. Oh, somebody just asked a question. So Theo, if you could take it away.
See, Malcolm told him that the most disrespected person in America be me. So tell me, where's the lie? They have been burning us at the stake for years, but this time we will resurrect from the ashes, filled with combustion, ready to set you ablaze and watch us dance in the fire. Collect your bones and teeth. Cast a spell on your trust fund. Remove the food from the mouths of your privileged sons and daughters and bring back the angry spirits of slave women and crack babies from the 80s to haunt your country clubs and mansions. But oh man, son, you wouldn't like that, would you? At least not that kind of sorcery, not that kind of magic. but turn a blind eye to the kind of magic where 64,000 black women and girls disappear in front of an audience and no one around even asks for an encore. I guess a magician never reveals their secrets. So what a girl to do with all this power? How am I too much but never enough in the same sentence? You know, a white woman asked me once if I was a magical feminist. I say, was I not made to be one? I mean, I be on the front lines for everyone else's protests and wars, so wear your battle scars from my fight. I heard a black man say once, I like my women like my coffee, you know, black and bitter. And he yelled out the loudest cackle from the back of his throat. And ironically, I watched this black huntsman grab his Snow White by the waist while I dwarfed down the sides just to make them feel comfortable. Just to show them that I ain't dopey, sleazy, or even grumpy, but damn it if I still ain't a bit of black witch. Because black lives matter. Or black men matter more. But word to your mama, it was the black life that made you. Do we not disappear in front of an audience enough for you? They keep burning us at the stake. They don't understand this kind of sorcery, this kind of voodoo. How you work and twerk? How you corporate in Compton? How you mama and Millie rocking? How you lace front and locking if I had a dime for every time? They don't understand how you survived. I mean, didn't we just kill you? But my ancestors won't let me rest. Too much vibranium beating hard out my chest, because we don't die, we multiply. Cut off my head and watch another Maya, Tony, Zora take his place. Understand, I love that my blackness chooses me. I proudly wear my classy, rich, ratchet, and bougie. This honey child ain't no man-made silicone or a ball persona. This is a language you can't learn. We speak authentic and joy, pain, survival, and trauma. Fluent in Meg Thee Stallion and Michelle Obama. So talk to me nice. Don't you know I'll cast a spell on you? Don't you know you alive now because your granny cashed in all her prayers on you? We are tired of asking for respect that's been due. No more questions, only demands. So you can either kumbaya with me and catch this sage, or you can try me, bitch, and catch these hands. We break bread over the forgotten and drink the blood in remembrance of them, in remembrance of Corinne, Tatiana, Sandra, Miriam, Brianna, and the countless women whose names we will never know. So lock arms, sisters, and cover ourselves at the last word of Fannie Lou Hamer and Decider. But remember, if they kill us, if they still kill us, turn this shit into a disco inferno and light the roof on fire. Because we don't need no water. Let this motherfucker burn, baby. Burn.
All right, everybody give it up in your hearts and out loud in your homes. Clap it up. Throw some comments in the comment section. Share some hearts. Let's make her feel loved. For our very first time today, judges, unless you guys were judging earlier in this morning's bout, you'll be giving your first score to our calibration poet so that you guys can get ready to score for the rest of the slam competition. So judges, go ahead and throw those comments, those scores into the comments right now. And I will wait for them to come in. Let's see what we got. All right, they are rolling in. We got Magic Rider gave a 9.6. And next we got ADMCMEANAD. What? What? Can someone spell that out for me? Ad Man Crush Monday. Ad MCM means okay. 9.9, and then T Rose gave a 9, and then we have a 10. You know, Rihanna, you can't decide that you want to slam after you start seeing the scores and seeing the fire. You got to jump in before. Make sure to catch us on that next one. All right. I think that closes us out for that calibration score. Ah, I see. A.D. McMeans. Got it. I don't know why that threw me off. It's this generation of Man Crush Monday and all these different things that we've created for stuff. You think that something means something else. All right. We are going to roll into our very first poet of the slam. Thanks to that calibration vote for getting us started. Our very first poet of the slam, and coming to the stage. Are we ready for Gabby Elvesi?
My kids ask me, how do I heal? They come to me, hands torn, heart shattered pens, ready to suture their scars. I explain, healing starts on the page, moves to the stage, but ends with yourself. I'm still learning to grasp that concept. See how I turn my demons powder so I can swallow them wholly. Trauma hurts less in a metaphor. Sickness doesn't sting in a simile. Slicing my palms to bleed onto paper makes my story more tangible. Spitting on a stage can make the grief stop. See me still spitting poems, hurt, tired, pissed, angry, worthless, lost, invisible, still birthing movements to be excluded out of them, breaching my body for people who never deserve the taste of my blood on their skin, searching for serenity in the static of the microphones. I cannot teach my children to heal when I'm so quick to pick my scabs. You can only reword scab before it turns scar, and a spotlight ain't skin cream. Can't aloe vera away my history like justice can occur in a coffee shop or a bookstore or a Zoom meeting, like an audience can validate my experience, restore the last parts of me that are no longer poet and still human. So when my kids ask me how they can heal, I tell them to write like you've been mute too long and it's time for them to hear you, like ink is the only thing keeping your veins flowing, like it's the last thing you'll leave in this world, because wars are only won with armies and then drafts be your soldiers. Spill all of yourself into a piece, knowing you have nothing left. Find contentment in that. To know that a poem can't mend your mind, can't stop the tears from flooding, so bottle that shit. Sell it on Amazon. It must be gold the way they tripping over this. Scream with a heavy heart and cloudy head. Screaming stops the thinking, and if we cannot hear our own thoughts, they cannot make us miserable. Healing is a masochist game. It's breaking yourself over and over and over again so that this time your foundation will sit right. Throwing rocks at your tranquility for a good performance, then finding solace in the cut crimson stain left on your fingertips. It's gaslighting all of the acrimony boiling in the back of my larynx, spitting out the acid to smile. It's doing the only thing I know how to do. Give my everything and leave nothing for myself. Know that I have worth in that. It's fighting till you black out and you're swinging on your own. It's losing, looking at all of the destruction, soaking in the stench of the turmoil, showing the world your scars, unafraid of opening them again.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up real big for Gabby Elvesi. Heart it up in the comment section. Send some love. Let her know she's loved. You got to put that love in there, and then we'll get those scores, and then we'll get some more love. So even if the scores are bad, we know that she left feeling felt. All right, judges, let's throw up your scores. Let's see some scores for that poem. What we got. It's a hard job, but somebody's got to do it. And we're happy that you're here to do it. Judges, judges, where are my judges at? I like what you did there. Allison, I got a 9.3 from Allison. I got a 9.5 from Angela. Are we going to creep up again? Let's see. What we doing? What we doing? I want to know what the scores are. We got 2 out of 5. We need 3 more scores. We got a 9.6 from Magic Rider. We were judging in a slam earlier today. And then we got a 9.4. And we're closing it out with a 9. All right, judges, thank you so much for your scores. Thanks for being on top of it and sending them in. Audience, thank you. Continue to show love in the comment section so that people know that they're being heard. It's hard to be in your living room and or whatever setting, in your car, and try to spit a poem and know that nobody's hearing you. So it's really great to see some comments roll in so that they can feel felt. All right, coming up next to the stage, everybody clap it up in the comment section, and up in your house, let's get loud for Stella B.
I am so bad at grammar. I can't remember who an apostrophe is supposed to possess. I can't finesse verbs to agree with their subjects, and there are usually way too many commas in my sentences. I hate that one verb can have so many tenses and conditions. Did you know verbs can have conditions? For example, you are unconditional, are an unmistakable light. Erase. Were. You are straw, stick, and brick for my homeless love. Erase. You are. Replace with you were. See, I'm so bad at this. You stop meeting the requirements to be a being verb since it requires a pulse. And when you lost yours, everything became so tense. The past became my present continuously. So I've been continuously erasing present tense verbs from your name. The past, the present is only perfect with you in it. So today is just another Sunday, but I find myself packing your name into yesterday's boxes next to the things that were and you are. Erase. Were. Isn't it crazy how one word can take someone you love and turn them from reality to memory? The way your name cradled my mouth had to change, but nothing else did. Like the toothbrush you left on the bathroom sink, the pillow that held your head while you slept on the left side of the bed. When our days turned into nights, then nights turned into present. I'm present. Today is just another Sunday. You're working the job you said you wanted to quit 100 times, and I laugh when I kiss you goodbye. Inhaling cinnamon and cedarwood from your clothes, I'm present. You haven't texted back because it's been a busy day, but that's to be expected. I'll wait. You're off at 5, home by 5:30. 5:45, you probably fell behind. It's fine. It's only time. 6. You're not answering. But I've gotten used to this. The way you would surprise me with your presence. 7. You're on your way. You are on your way. You were on your way. 8. Sirens. Erased. You're no longer a part of my present, but you're being still. So it's just another Sunday, but it's been Sunday every day since, because if Monday comes, then it takes you with it. Erase. It's just another Sunday. Erase. It's just Sunday. Erase. Sunday. Have you ever met someone that made you want to take forever. Meet today. And I know because today I've lived so many Sundays trying to hold on to your name. I'd break every grammar rule if it meant what our sentence would run on continuously, but now I'm afraid. I'm afraid to walk into tomorrow with only my memories tucked behind broken sentences and trying to remember if I said I love you. I did, right? I mean, it's just another Sunday, so I still can, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between, everybody clap it up real big in your head, in your hearts, and in the comment sections, and out loud. Give it up for that poet. And I love the Golden Girls. All right. So now we're going to roll in those scores. Judges, what you got for that poem? I like the applauses and then the scores. That's awesome. Judges, show me what you got. I love it. Comment section going crazy. All kinds of emoticons just everywhere. I love it. Love to see it. All right. So we got our first score rolling in, and we got a 9.7. Let's see how we're going to follow that. We got a 9.2. A million points for the t-shirt. Not a game. Okay, t-shirts are everything. We got a 9.8. And we got a 9. We're missing one more. Straggler. We got one more judge making a hard decision. And decision is made. 9.2. Everybody give it up for your judges. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you so much. You could have been doing anything else with your Saturday morning, but you decided to dedicate it to poetry and the slam, and we appreciate you for it. All right. So coming up next, everybody give it up real big in the comment section. Make some noise in your apartment. Make them confused as far as your neighbors confused about what you over there yelling about. Everybody give it up for African Honey Bun.
Hold on 1 second, African Honey Bun. There's something going on with the audio. Hold on 1 second.
I met a man who filled my head with hopes and dreams. I told him everything, so of course he came up with the perfect routine. I told him where to place the props in, how to write the script. He played his role to the fullest, writing it with the ink of his magical dick. He made me feel like I finally found the one. Had me glowing and growing, must have been photosynthesis, son. My once wondering eye was finally focused. My magical man, the epitome of hocus pocus. He seemed to relieve me of all false love profits, draining me of my emotional funds, stealing all of my profits. Creflo Dollar ass niggas giving my all just for him to jet when he felt like it. He was soaring through the skies as I admired from below. I was his one-woman congregation, aiding him in providing flights to his emotional Holy Ghost hoes. I fell in love with his consistency. He was in my DMs. The others just wanted to be in my box, and damn, I wish I had shot his messenger. Had I given it just a little more time, I would have realized that his presence in my life would just destroy his entire structure. I was lying to myself about his features. He was my Birdman on the track, you know, a bad feature. I'm sure that even if I was tall enough, I would never be able to reach him. My mind in the clouds, his with Lucifer. My love was angelic, his reeked of deception. My love was for love, his was for pleasure. He wanted what I needed, I was giving, he was constantly receiving. He was wounding me, my heart invisibly bleeding. Even if the blood were real and I was on my last breath, he wouldn't see my injury, just ask why I was making a mess. I gave real love, his was scripted. No matter how good he played the role, I knew he was misleading. My glasses had a bad prescription. My ophthalmologist must have been one of his minions. I never realized that he wet me just to drain me, give me balance just to hang me, murder my mind, leave me in a chalk outline just to have proof that he'd slain me. I was never enough for him. So of course I did more, trying to prove to him that I would never leave like all the other women had before. Not realizing that he'd been damaged from the woman that he'd been born. I was his Advil. He was my cold sore. I was planting my garden. He just wanted a place to grow. I was trying to be beautiful. He just wanted to steal my glow. He was my weed. I wanted him to be loud, but he was full of seeds and stems. Crazy that I didn't see the Reggie within him. I was still growing, although he was damaging my soil, my roots and emotional turmoil. I often wondered how could he treat me the way that he did. Every time I felt like I was over him, he reappeared, taking me back to the woman that he meticulously engineered. All my insecurities I thought I broke down, he rebuilt. All the work I done on myself, I thought he killed. I didn't know that my arms were the doors to his closets. My body just his beard. I hope that he loved me one day, but he couldn't, because I was used to hide the fact that he was really gay. That's it.
Miss Judy, your mic is muted.
Copy. Give it up for African Honey Bun first and foremost. Second, I just wanted to check because I got to hear the poem in full, so I just wanted to check and make sure that we were hearing all fine on you guys' end. Okay, good. Because I heard some can't hears. We got to hear the poem till the end, correct? Let's give some hearts and thumbs up. I just want to make sure everybody heard. I'm reading the comment section. Magic Writer has some applauses. Does that mean you heard and everything went well? Yes, that plot twist. Yes. That's all I will say. Yes, the plot twist. Okay. All right. Are we? Okay. So it sounds like people heard the poem because we have a lot of comments on the poem. Okay, great. Okay. So moving on. Thank you so much for your patience through the technical difficulties to African Honey Bun. Thank you to the audience for your patience. I know that we want to hear every word. So thank you so much for your patience and getting through that. The reward is always getting to hear the poem. So awesome. Now that we've heard that poem, we get to judge that poem. So judges, get your judging hats on. Judges, where are we at in the comment section? Throw up those scores. Score the poem for African Honey Bun. We have a Big 10 coming from Magic Writer, Big 10. We have a 9.1 from Allison. We have a 9. We got 3 out of 5. We got 3 out of 5. We got 3 out of 5. I thought I could stop that fast. I couldn't. We have a 9.3 and another 9.3. And that gives us, is that our 5? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. How we feeling, guys? We've made it through some poems. We've got to hear some poetry. We got through some technical difficulties. We doing it. How we feeling? Show some love in the comment section. Let me know how you guys are feeling on this fine Saturday. Are we ready for some more poems? I don't see nothing. It's real quiet. All right. So coming up next to the stage, everybody get your head, hearts, and your ears ready for Poet the Poet.
Poet, you gotta unmute.
Hey, it wouldn't go off mute for me. Can y'all hear me now? College resumes for eulogy. I once met a beautiful black boy. He's a memorial now. I don't invite him to the party anymore unless I throw it at the cemetery, and Halloween don't fit his happy. His mama still keeps his acceptance letters. They're still rolling in. Howard University, full scholarship. FAMU, full scholarship. Morehouse College, full scholarship. Clark Atlanta, full scholarship. Claflin University, full scholarship. Like he can open them. Like she can help him pack his things. Like she can see him off to a campus instead of a field of forgotten beings. She's pinned him to the fridge. I can't help thinking that's a bad idea. Too sad when she reaches for the milk or anything but him. I wonder if she can drive past schools anymore. Or if maybe she detours because it hurts too much. I wonder if we as his people are more hurt than the family of his murderer. A white man with 3 kids. A police officer. I wonder if his wife's stomach turns when he kisses her, the way mine churns as I walk deeper into the riots, as I clutch my pepper spray, as if any weapon can beat the shield of a uniform. I wonder if she stood there, stagnant as the blood puddles, while watching the breaking news, another black boy murdered. This time her partner did it. Wonder if the other officer will admit his partner did it. I forgot cops bleed too. I wonder if she sees blood when she washes his uniform. If it gets on her favorite dress, his favorite dress. I wonder if she knows how to get blood stains out by now. While we are mourning the loss of our black boy, she is mourning the loss of her marriage. I wonder if his kids question who daddy is now. If their school has talked about it and started to buzz once names were released, if his son stopped seeing monsters under the bed because he realized that sometimes the monsters live with you. The real ones sometimes feed you, clothe you. I once met a beautiful black boy with eyes as opaque and bright as the moonlit sky, skin warm and smooth looking. I once heard a beautiful black boy laugh. It sounded so much like hope for the future. It sounded so much like, please, don't shoot.
Give it up real big for Poet the Poet. Show some love in the comment section. Make sure that she is felt. I want to bring back reaching out to poets after slams. I know we did that a lot during virtual slams when Kat was hosting Screen Time Slam, reaching out to poets and letting them know that their poem meant a lot to us. Those things make us keep writing. So make sure that if you guys really like a poet, that you continue to follow them, follow up on their work that they have coming out, see if they have any other slams or competitions that they're going to be in. But give it up one more time real big, and then we'll see some scores. Judges, are you ready to score that poem? Judges, let's see some scores in the comment section. How'd you feel about that poem? I've never stared at a comment section this hard. My soul felt that. I'm reading the comment sections. I'm not commenting. I'll comment separately, privately. All right, we got some scores rolling in, and we're including emoticons, emojis, emoticons and emojis. I don't know that I know. Emoticons are the people. I think the people are emoticons. We have our first score rolling in, and it's a perfect 10. We got a 9.2 to follow with some heartbreaks from Allison. We got a 9.3. I'm gonna call I like baby pictures, y'all. Keep doing them baby pictures. We got a 9.5 and a 10 with a sad face, but hella black hands applause. All right, all right. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why do I have to count all of them? Dot, 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 dot. I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. That's all of our scores for that poet. Again, thank you so much for being here today. Coming up next to the stage is Mysterious, and we'll be getting ready for our poet after, Trajet, but coming up to the stage next, everybody give it up real big for Mysterious. Camera on and mic on. You're breaking up pretty badly.
It sounds better.
You're breaking up pretty badly.
Yeah, we're still trying to fix this.
Oh.
Can you hear me?
You're still breaking up pretty badly. All right, should we try one more time? Aw, shucks. Can we give it one more go?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's still broken. Are you doing directly through your phone, or do you have a headpiece you can turn off? Want to try to give it a chance. Hi, Anita.
I am so sorry. I have so many things going on. Hi.
So sound issues.
Yes. You know what? That's just part of it. It's virtual. This is the first virtual WOWPS ever. So there's definitely going to be some technical difficulties. But it's cool because we getting it fixed. I'm trying to mute this TV so y'all don't hear Incredibles in the background. Yeah, we're getting the technical difficulties fixed. I will say the comment section is spicy, and part of me wishes I could just be in there, but I like being a little fly on the wall watching from the
I
background.
know, I keep thinking I can type into there and I'll go in to say something or like send some baby pictures back. That's what I'm calling them now. I don't know if they're emojis or emoticons or whatever, but I go in there to try to do something and I realize I can't. We're going to go ahead and try to do one more mic check on her.
Okay.
Because we really want to make it happen. So let's go ahead and try one more time. Bye for now, Anita and Moon. Okay, Mysterious. Turn on your mic and your video, please. Hi.
Can y'all hear me?
You're still breaking up pretty badly. I can hear you, but there's a lot of static. Are you going to?
That's what I'm struggling with, the static.
Okay.
Does it sound better?
Are you using it through the car?
Yes.
Can you just do it through the phone directly?
Hear me? Still
Can you
static?
just try it through the phone? Can you just try it through the phone directly? Is there a headpiece or anything that is throwing it off? Okay. All right. So So we tried a few times to get it done. Unfortunately, we could not. And we had on deck our next poet, Trejay. So we are going to move on to Trejay. Everybody, before we move on, let's be real patient. Thank you so much for your patience. Give it up real big in the section, the comment section for Trejay. You're muted. Okay.
10 reasons why being a mom has prepared me for the zombie apocalypse. 1. If food is scarce, I now know I could survive on nothing but goldfish crackers and that corner of juice-flavored air you get at the bottom of a demolished Capri Sun. 2. Zombies could never sneak up on me. My ears have become sonar-powered satellites that can locate the exact room and type of writing utensil being scratched across the walls. Crayola, Expo, number 2 pencil. They sound different, but they all require the same level of stealth and speed to first catch them in the act and then quickly swipe the weapon of mass destruction from tiny hands. See, taking things from a toddler is an ancient form of kung fu passed down through my bloodline. I will chop a zombie in the throat. 3. After you've been sliced open twice, had your organs rearranged just so human beings can be pulled out of your stomach, open wounds no longer scare you. After you survive your skin stapled back in place with tiny pieces of tape, losing a limb or getting bit on the ankle kind of sounds like the equivalent of a paper cut. See, a parent experiences pain on a daily. It becomes more of an inconvenience and less a foreshadowing of Armageddon. Band-aids and ice packs cure most ailments, and when all else fails, a mother's love can make any child rise from the ashes and believe that they can take over the world. 4. The smell of death cannot compete to 3 a.m. diapers full of decomposing flesh, foreign objects, and fruit snacks. 5. Breastfeeding, because children will literally suck the life out of you. 6. Hide and seek is an archaic act of survival that turns bathrooms into panic rooms when you just want a few minutes of escape from the carnage outside. Say it with me, because peeing alone is everything. 7. Because sounds of sheer terror and impending doom are kind of like my second language. 8. I've been one. Some days I wake up with no goal in mind, dragging my foot on the floor after stubbing my toe, mouth agape after rising from a graveyard of a bed, mumbling profanities or some other incoherent language that translates into an unquenchable thirst for coffee and an irrational anger that makes me want to bite my husband's head off. Because motherhood is a perpetual state of sleepwalking, the fantasy you never thought would come true, and yet the one thing that makes your house look like a nightmare on a regular. 9. Nothing scares me more than losing them. My sons are a daily reminder of how strong you can be when running away is not an option, when the world has given up on you and fighting back might make you the monster. If a mind is a terrible thing to waste, why are my sons being raised in an America that turns Black boys into zombies daily, while survivors find asylum in a court system that serves popcorn instead of justice? See, 10, the first time ever I know what it feels like to know I would kill in a heartbeat without question if it meant that they would live or breathe for even just one more second. See, every scab, every scrape, every bruise has taught me that children breathe life into dead things with their imagination. They resuscitate hopelessness and make being a parent a badass job that I'll show up for every day. See, being a parent means coming back from the dead to scare away boogeymen and ghosts, because the only thing worse than living amongst the walking dead is living without the ones you care about most.
Everybody give it up for Trejay. Give it up in the comment section. Show some love. Tell us how you felt about that poem. Make sure that you guys send her love. You guys want to keep them alive. They're here virtually. They're sharing their artwork, and unfortunately they can't have you guys in their living room or in their office when they're reading this poem. So they don't know if you guys liked it, loved it, hated it. So make sure that you guys give some comments in the comment section. All right. I think that was a little bit of time. Judges, how we feeling? You guys got a hard job to do, but we're glad you're here to do it. Judges, throw up your scores. No, we're not ready yet? All right. Must have been a hard decision. We got judges slowly rolling in with scores. We got a 9.7 coming from Allison. And we got some hands. We waving. She waving. Okay. All right. We add more baby pictures. We got a 9.7. We got some hand claps. We got 9.8. We got a 9. It's like a judge crew that judges together. Just rolls in right on top of the other one. And a 9.7 with some roses. Gotta love them roses. Give them their flowers while they're here. Am I missing anything else? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we got all 5 scores. Thank you, judges. Thank you, audience. We are going to roll into the very next poet. Everybody give it up real big for Jessie. Jessie, make sure to turn on your camera and take off your sound from mute. Jessie.
Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left. Mommy walks around like it's already May. You see, every day is May for mommy, and I know she can feel it. Whenever I pack my books and walk through that door, I know she can hear it. Hear the sound of this family, almost becoming American, you see. Hermano was a dropout. His failures made me golden, but he is the happiest copper I know, a stagnant statue. He has been for years, and I have been in motion ever since, but I guess that makes me one of the lucky ones, right? While most are losing their family to the street, I lost mommy to the dream one day. She came home and didn't sound the same. Dropped her accent for that paycheck, and now everything she says sounds the same. Remember, tuition isn't cheap. Remember, you're representing me. Remember, your brother. And now I can't tell if I am student or soldier. How talented are the waves of this American shore, the way it swallows up our parents, the way it spews back out the sergeants, the way it tells us to say thank you. Now get to stepping, get to marching, step. Come on, left, right, left, march. Until the hood asks, who do you think you are? Laugh it off in the middle of the night. Say to yourself, I don't know, mommy. I don't know why you brought us here in the first place. It's been over a decade and still they mispronounce my name. You think by now I'd be used to the way their tongue dances across syllables, dodging culture like bullets, and it will happen again. When they hand me that piece of paper, I will shake the hand of someone who just undid your magic, but you will be too excited to notice. You say that I am the betting horse in a family of dream chasers, but mommy, I wish you were still as humble as the day you got your papers. You say that we be in bondage and I be the blessing, but tell me, am I still your daughter? Or am I just a return on that United States investment? I wonder what force you feel when you touch me on the days that you walk around here like it's already May. When you say, I'm so proud of you, all I hear is march. When you say, I can't wait to see you cross that stage, all I hear is march for our family, march for this destiny, march, step, come on, left, right, left, mija. Don't you see that you are the one.
Everybody give it up in your head, your hearts, and in the comment section for Jessie. Make sure that you show some love for these words. Thank you, Jessie, for that poem. And judges, I'm ready for you guys to throw your scores into the comment section. Show us what you thought of that last poem. I see some hands clapping. Hey, 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 it's fire. It's fire. I love it. Yeah, comment. Let us know what you liked about the poem for sure. I love 10 virtual slams because I love to be in the comment section and just put my favorite quotes and just share all the things that I caught during the process of listening to the poem. Can't do that as the host today, so make sure that you guys are doing it on my behalf and on behalf of all the people that love to let people know why they're fly. All right, so we got our first score coming in, and that score is a 10. You better go on, Jesse! We got a 9.3. We got fire and flowers. Hey, we got a 9.8 and some hand claps from Nina. We have a 9.8 and a 10. I love to see them 10s. Thank you so much, judges, for rolling those in. We appreciate you. Everybody just take a second and just take a deep breath. We just made it through our first round. So thank you guys so much for your energy and keeping me hyped through the comment section. That's a lot of help. Okay, y'all woke judged. Okay, all right. We're getting ready to roll into the second round, and the second round is going to start off with Gabby Elvesi. Everybody show some love for Gabby Elvesi.
Once, my father turned my cheek into a field of roses. The first boy I ever loved did the same. I knew to apologize. Oh, the art of practicing what you have been taught. The first boy I ever loved did the same. His mama's body, a constant flower bed. His home, a hostel for gardeners. Oh, the art of practicing what you have been taught. After all, he was learning to uproot earth from men with experience. His mama's body, a constant flower bed. His home, a hostel for gardeners. They said, can you blame him? After all, he was learning to uproot earth from men with experience. I do not know what man to trace my apologies back to. They said, can you blame him? I knew to apologize. I do not know what man to trace my apologies back to, but once my father turned my cheek into a field of roses.
All right, everybody. I want to first clear up something. That was not Gabby Elvesi. That was our calibration poet. That poet is still coming up. However, I want for everybody to give it up for the last poem that we heard. These poems are now going to be 1-minute poems in this round, so they'll be short but sweet. Maybe not sweet. We'll see. But everybody give it up for that poet. Show some love in the comment section. And after that love, we're going to start seeing these judges roll in with their scores for the calibration poet, just to make sure that we got things right before we throw people back into second round. So what did we score for calibration poet for the second round? Throw up those scores, judges. It's sort of like watching your phone for text messages with the dots. You're like, I know you're going to type something. I want to be the first to read it as soon as it comes out. All right, we have our first score rolling in with a 10. I love to see it. I love to see it. Let's see what else we got. Judges, what else we got? Magic Writer says it's fire. And we have a 9.9 and a damn! There was a lot of exclamation marks. And we have a 9.4 and we have a 10. All right. I think I still have a couple more, right? Are we all set? No. I have a 9.5 and a 9.8, and that would be all of my scores for that calibration poet. Thank you so much to my judges. Sorry about that misstep earlier.
It's 2 o'clock.
With the poets, and it is now 2 o'clock. Thank you for that, computer. Coming up next to the stage, everybody show love in your head, your hearts, and in the comment section for Gabby Elvesi.
When asked the connection between religion and suicide, most replied that people with faith are less likely to commit suicide. So when did my faith leave me? When did I start to feel abandoned? When did the ocean tide engulf me? And when did I forget how to swim? How could it rain for 40 days and 40 nights and no one called to make sure I wasn't part of the flood? It is said that people with faith have more bonds, more people to reach out to. So where were all these bonds when I needed a lifeboat? How come God promised not to flood the earth again, but there was no ark to keep me safe from the storm? Funny part is, I know how to swim. My arms were strong enough to pull me out of the water. My legs could have kept me afloat, but instead there was no rainbow promising me the depression wouldn't consume me for another time. There was no covenant saying I wouldn't have to endure another storm alone. And the church folks say you're never alone if you have Jesus, but I couldn't see his eyes through the rain, and like Peter, I sunk and there was no hand to grab me, so I drowned. I am the relationship between religion and suicide. A swimming skipper staring suicide in the face, trying to remember to live, when all I feel is the flood drowning me.
Everybody, give it up real big for Gabby Elvesi. Show some love in the comment section. Tell us what you thought. How'd you feel? What happened? What was your favorite quote? What's going on? And let's see some scores from our judges. Judges, what did you think of that poem? We are just like all of the extra generations with like, we can't just do one fire sign. We got to do like 5 or 6. I love it. Yes, spelled yes with 25,000 S's. I love to see it. I like to do paragraphs and just take over the whole comment section. All right, we have our first score coming in for this poet. We have a 9.5. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. Where are the scores? Where are the scores? Do-do-do, 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 do-do-do. We have a 9.3 coming from Allison. We have a 10 and a whole lot of hand claps. And a whole lot of hand claps. What else we got? We have a 9.5 from Magic Rider. And another 9.5 coming in from Angela. All right. Thank you so much to my judges. We are moving on to the next poet. Everybody, make some room in your head and your hearts for a brand new poem. Give it up for Treje.
How to break a soul tie. First, unbraid yourself from the entanglement. You may need a homegirl or two to sift through the bullshit, so tuck a fresh lie behind your ear. Trust me, you'll need this later. Drag an old duffel bag out of the closet and let your skeletons help you fill it with broken promises, a roll of duct tape, and plenty of evaporated tears. I heard they help the duct tape seal in the disappointment. Next, print out your goodbye. Two-sided, of course. No need to waste paper. This will make for good kindling. Crumple the email 6.5 times until the ink become hieroglyphics on your palms. Duct tape each photo to the page in a haphazard frame. Sprinkle the evaporated tears along the seams. Stuff all that shit in the bag. Just before you drive 32 miles with your blood boiling at 400 degrees, toss back 3 shots of Fireball. When you arrive at their house, toss the duffel bag on the porch and drizzle the last shot of alcohol on top. Tug on that ear to remind yourself why he didn't deserve even this much effort. And right before setting fire to every string, remember that they were always supposed to keep you from falling.
Everybody give it up for Trejay. Show some love in the comment section. What'd you think about that poem? What was your favorite quote? You got some emoticons or emojis to send over, do it. I remember that you probably can't send one of those. I was supposed to stick to calling them baby pictures because them was the right words. But anyways, judges, how you feeling about that poem? Judges, throw up your scores. Let's see those scores. We have some applauses coming in from Magic Rider first. Start talking as if it's a horse race. Horse race. Comment section. Where are you at, comment section? All right, we got a 9.4 coming in from Allison and some hand claps. Hi, Merle. We got a 10. Oh my God. And we have a 9.3. We need 2 more scores. Judges, 2 more scores. I know it's hard, but you got to put a number on it. All right, we got a 9.4. And we're closing it out with a 9.6. Again, make sure that you guys show some love to the poet and not just these scores. You want to make sure that you let them know that they are heard and felt. And moving right along, we are going to bring up the next person. Everybody make sure to give it up in the comment section for Jessie.
Researchers say the fight or flight response is most common in young adults ages 18 to 25 and canines. Yup, that's right, dogs. Do I look nervous to you? Got a little case of the jitters. I thought it'd go away once I got my degree, but nope, here I am still shaking. I remember back in science class, my professor said there are select words that will relax your dog in the event of a flight or fight. They are down, stay, heal. He never told us what to do if we were ever in panic mode though, but that's quite all right. I'm still breathing, just not as easily as before. Hermano said he's proud of me today, gave me a pat on the head, back, told me to keep pushing. I wish he would have said roll over, but if I ever did, our ancestors would roll over in their graves. You see, this is why we came to the States. It doesn't matter what state you're in, you can't fight. You gotta flight. I said you can't flight. Where you think you're going? You better sit down, stay, heal, heal, heal. Good girl.
I can't say anything, but according to the comment section, we like that poem. Everybody keep showing some love in the comment section. Again, those poets like to hear it. Give it up for the poet. And also, we are going to roll back over to these judges and see how they felt about it. I would roll over in their graves. Fire. Love the quotes. Love it, love it, love it. What we got, judges? Judges, where your scores at? Applause is first. Thank you, Magic Rider. All right, we got some more applauses and fire signs. All right, we got some thinking to do. but we got to put a number on it. We got a 9.3 coming in from Angela, 9.3. We got a 9.9 coming in from Magic Rider. We got some applause and a 9.9 and fire signs coming from Allison. And Merle always out there showing love. Give it up for the fire signs and fireworks. And then we also got a 10. I think that may close this. No, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have a 9.9 and applauses from Nina. Thank you so much to the judges for being on top of that. Thanks again for showing comments and sending out all those different baby pictures in the comment section. It's helpful to all of us to feel alive and together. We're all at the same event, but in different spaces. So little things like that help keep us alive and connected to each other. So thank you for doing that. We appreciate you. Everybody, you're going to make sure that you give it up real big in your head, your hearts in the comment section for Poet the Poet. Poet the Poet. Okay, we have you on mute, Poet. Poet the Poet. We have you on mute, unfortunately. So I'm sure those were lovely words, but unfortunately we didn't hear them. So we're going to switch back over to you, Poet the Poet, and you're going to not be on mute, and we're going to hear this great poet. Everybody give it up for Poet the Poet one more time.
My mic's having some issues, you guys. I'm so sorry. All right. The Puppeteer. I didn't know mental abuse until I met you. They say it's worse than physical. I never believed them. I've known physical pain all my life. Never believed that anything could be worse, but this. This hurts. Your smile, your reassurance all feels commercial, but it's so sweet, like my favorite candy, the gaslighting. It's exhilarating. The manipulation feels like a matinee of my own life, my own worth. And I watch at the edge of my seat, anticipating the next scene, and you, the puppeteer, making me pay by the minute, and I stay because somehow I've forgotten how to get home. Nothing matters but this show. I can't remember where my hands are, where my heart is. My eyes are glued to the stage where you swing your arms with the strings the way you used to sway me. In this moment, I can't remember anything better. In this moment, I can't remember anything worse than this. I stand. Applaud you with everything I have. Pause for only a brief moment when I realize that I am the star of the show.
Everybody give it up for Poet the Poet. Glad we can hear a poem, right? When we can hear it, it's so much better. All right. Let us know how you guys felt about that poem. Blow up the comment section. Show us some emoticons and emojis. Baby pictures. And also, judges, get your judging hats on. We want to see what you thought of that poem. Throw up your scores. Throw up your scores. Also, please pay attention to the WOWPS donate button that's scrolling along. Also, pay attention to the WOWPS Festival communication links. Scrolling on over to here, the website. All right, we got some scores coming in. They like that poem. A lot of applauses. We got some hearts. We got a 9.6 and a heart coming from Allison. Thank you. Pink, 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 pink. I don't like pink at all. We have a 9.5 and another 9.5. We have a 9.8 and some applauses coming from Nina. And then I think I need one more score. I can't wait to go dancing. I'm ready to dance. Theo, at the very end of this, you might need to tune us out with some music at the end. All right, we have a beautiful monologue. It felt like I was watching a film scene. It was a 10. Look at that. Come on, you better write a comment. I like that. I want you to be in the slams that I'm in. All right, that was our last score, and that was a 10. Love to see it. Love the comments. Guys, make sure to reach out to these poets after the slam and let them know how much they meant to you. Everybody coming up next to the stage, give it up real big in your living rooms, in your head, and in your hearts, and in the comment section for Stella B.
I wake up every morning like a broken promise. My heart that beats in defiance is like an alarm clock roaring, but it can't wake my will to live, so I lay still, thinking, what if my eyes never opened? Never to see another rejection, thinking everyone knows that I'm fading, but no one is willing to color me in, thinking I'm gonna be late to work again. I'm always late. From pushing past the morning I had no intention to see, so I armed myself with excuses. Like, I lost my keys. Yeah, no, it was traffic. Traffic kept me. And not the anger when I realized that I'm still existing. I hate that I'm still existing, but I smile through the razors and pills that I forced myself to swallow the night before and pray that I don't bleed all over their disappointment again. I'm late to work again. But I take my missed funeral, lock it in a treasure chest, and roll the key on my tongue, hoping someone asks, are you okay? But no one ever asks.
Everybody, give it up for Stella B. Thank you so much. Guys, show some love in the comment section. Give us some applauses, some hearts, some roses, some fire, all of that. Let her know how you guys felt about that poem. And judges, we've reached that time again. It's time for you to do the thing that you're here to do. Judges, throw up your scores in the comment section. Damn. He just hit him with a damn. Go, Stella. That was deep. "10 from Allison with an open mouth. And we got some fire signs coming in from Karen. Hey, Karen. It's so weird to be alone in your living room, but not alone at all. There's a whole slam happening in our spaces. All right. Wow. We got a 9.7. We got a 9.8. And we got a 9.8 from Nina, who said she wanted more. Unfortunately, can't have more in the 1 minute rounds. But maybe there's an expansion. That's why you got to reach out to the poets. They may have an expansion you don't know about, or a part 2. You got to find it. All right, our next score is a 10. Let's see if that's everything. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 5 scores for Stella B. Thank you so much, guys, for keeping the comment section alive. It warms my heart, and I know it means a lot to everybody else included. Everybody coming up next, give it up real big for African Honey Bun. Turn off your mute. You're on mute. Put your camera on, please.
I'm sorry, I was having some difficulty. I'm sorry. So can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yay. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go off screen.
Okay. You smell like trusting on the mix with smiles and orgasm moaning. You smell like a freshly made bed ready to be laid in at night. You smell like the both of us apologizing after a necessary fight. You smell like hand holding, late night strolling, and me stealing food from your plate. You smell like 2-hour drives from Baltimore to Philly just for cheesesteaks. You smell like juicy kisses on the beach while we take shots of rum. You smell like the goosebumps that I get later on that night when you make me come. You smell like raising kids built on a solid foundation and broken generational curses. You smell like the nostalgia that we got during the pandemic when Swiss Beats and Timberland dropped verses. You smell like effective communication and generational wealth, like bills and auto pay, and not having to notice when the payments came out. You smell like a king, and any man before you was merely a peasant. The feeling that you give me is omnipresent, ever-resting. Your aura is bioluminescent. You are the real deal. No need for reassessment. You are royalty. You are everything. You are mine. I just want things that don't smell like you to smell like you all the time.
Give it up for African Honey Bun, everybody. Tell us how you felt in that comment section. Also, do not be afraid if while a poem is happening and you are a multitasker and you want to throw up a quote to make sure that you heard that everybody else, you want to make sure that everybody else heard that line you heard, you can do that, guys. I like to talk at poets as they're going off. Sometimes they go back through the comment section and they get to read what you guys had to say about their poem, and sometimes that's just heartwarming. So guys, remember the comment section is not just for me, it's not just for you, but it's for everybody. So thanks for being in it. All right, judges, how'd you feel about that poem? Let's reel in some scores. Judges, throw up your scores. Wishing and hoping and praying. All right. Yeah, 10. Poet the Poet from Alex. Got it. 10 from Nina. Oh my God. We got another 10. Fire, 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 fire. We got a 9.4 coming from Allison. What's this? Is that a nose? Yes, it's a nose. I love that. I love that reference. And we got some more fire signs. We got a 9.5, a 10, and a 10, and a 10. I think one of these isn't a judge. Alex, I don't believe that you're a judge, but I appreciate your energy. We just want to make sure, guys, that if you're tuning into the slam and you guys are in the comment section and you're not a judge, the only thing that I don't want for you to do is put up scores. That just helps confuse things. So make sure that if you are not judging that you don't throw up scores, but you guys can share all kinds of information and let us know that you guys like the poem for sure. All right, and Magic Writer, we got a 10. I think that's all of our scores. All right, coming up next, we are going to give this another go round. Everybody give it up real big for Mysterious. Are we connecting with Mysterious? It's a mystery.
Mysterious isn't in the room right now.
Okay, copy that. Well, then we are going to move on. All right, give me just 1 second. All right, we're going to do another deep breath because I think that means, guys, that we have gotten through the second round. So thank you guys so much for your energy and your love in the comment sections and for being here and for being attentive and for your energy and your love. We appreciate you. All right, we are going to roll into the third round. Coming up first to the stage is going to be our calibration video.
This morning, I woke up in the shell of a Black woman. Hard-boiled, slightly cracked, Nothing is ever over easy, mostly scrambled, Lord knows. I try to find the sunny side up of things. But hell, I'm just trying to make it through breakfast. Riddle me this. How does a black woman stay full when she is always feeding everyone else? Maybe when the kids are sleeping. Or maybe during my lunch break. But I pretend like I ain't hungry though. Eat off the hearty pieces of my pride throughout the day. Sit impatiently waiting for more diversity, inclusive crumbs to fall from the greedy mouth of some white man who don't know nothing about the seasoning in my poems. But I feel fragile this morning. I feel the yoke of my sanity fleeting quickly. And even with all the world on my back and the fire burning in my belly, he still expects a hot meal on the table, but doesn't bring home the bacon. And this makes me sizzle on the inside. But I smile, nod, and take a sip of my heavy on the sugar cream with a little coffee. It's the only thing sweet in this moment. 'Cause hell, I'm just trying to make it through the day.
Everybody give it up real big. Let's see how you guys felt about that poem in the comment section. We got to have these calibration videos in there so that you guys can stay ready for our other poets in the slam. We know that slams can sometimes feel a little bit long, so we just want to make sure that we break it up a little bit. And now let's get those scores rolling in. We got a 10. What else do we have? We have some applauses and some fire signs. We got a 10 coming from Nina. We got a 10 coming from Magic Rider. It's coming up 10s. I love it. And finally, we got a 10 coming in from Allison and some cooking eggs. All right. I think that means that we can roll into the third round. And coming up first to the stage, everybody give it up real big for Stella B.
I tell them I'm a teacher, but they call me hero. I tell them I'm only human, but they call me Wonder Woman, and I wonder which part of this woman screams hero. I've never bounced off buildings, breaking things in the name of saving things. There isn't enough human in that title. It's only something to marvel at, propped up on a pedestal for praise, but can't be seen because the higher they place me, the less likely they are to see me breaking. I don't want to be idolized. While there are idle eyes watching the skies for help that they could supply, but instead they make us shields and swords for their sons and daughters while we mourn the ploy of being society's martyrs. Hero. See, they call me that to sugarcoat the fact that I don't sleep. So I stay woke, eyes open to the broken system, letting hopeless children slip through the gaping open they refuse to address. I thought hero meant I could address it. But when I speak, it's in formulas that they don't understand, so they silence me. I wonder why we are not worth the sacrifice, but somehow worth being sacrificed. They call me hero, so they don't have to pay me. Titles don't feed a family. Accolades can't pacify the rage in me. They call me hero, but they don't know that while they're in their echo chambers giving speeches, I've had to lay my cape down at a student's grave. One of many that I was powerless to save. Tell me, who does Wonder Woman pray to? Who is Superman's God? We empty our vessels, bounce off buildings, and break ourselves to save them. But who's gonna save us?
Give it up real big for Stella B. Everybody let us know how you guys felt about that poem in the comment section. Send us over some baby pictures, some emoticons, emojis. Clap it up. Let us know how you felt. I saw some, come on, Golden Girl. I guess that's going to be Stella B's nickname is going to be her Golden Girl shirt now. Idolize, idle eyes. That was a good one. I'm so glad somebody quoted that. Yep. What else we got? Yes. Okay, so we have books, apple. We call this the rock. That's throwing up the rock. Is that what we call that symbol? I don't really know what we call that symbol. I think it's throwing up the rock. But we got that, and we got some fire, and yes, with multiple S's, because that's how we do. Snap, snap. We got a 10 and some other teacher apples from Allison. Another 10, some hand claps coming in from T-Rose.
It's 2:30.
Another 10. It's 2:30. 10 from Nina. You spoke for me. Don't you love that? I love when that happens, when we get to listen to poems and we're like, did they write this for me? No, it's just another connection that shows us that we all are connected and having the same shared experiences. And I love that writing and the work that's presented gets to show us that and gets to share that gap between us. And we have another 10 coming in from Magic Writer with some roses. Give them their flowers while they're here. Thank you so much. All right, that was the scores for Stella B. I think that's everything. I'm just going to make sure that I got all of them. Good, good, good. All right, coming up next to the stage, everybody give it up for Gabby Elvesi.
I say I want to be loved, and a man offers me his condolences. Says here, I have brought to you all of me which is strong, straight, no curve. I politely reject. Say dick is not synonymous to love. I say kindness, you say oral. I do not know when empathy and lust gave the same meaning. Taught that my body deserved to be treated as nothing more than that, a body. Flesh, blood, bone, skin, lost myself somewhere in the mix of things beneath bed frames and backseat sex, ate the solution to soil souls trying to savor the sensation of being in touch with yourself. You cannot push past the pain, piercing my own persona. I ask for tenderness, warmth, receive bitterness spelled in ice, called it romance. But they don't romance girls like me. They say fondness, they mean fondle. They say fascinated, they mean infatuated. Courtesy, no caress. Manners, no molest. We are taught that thirst can only be quenched by the juices inside of you. Provide them. I say I want a friend. Have the urge to feel valued. Instead, I resort to feeling priced and prodded. Gave up my body in exchange for the thought of someone helping me find myself again. Like he know my pussy better than me. After all, that is what he said. Looked at all I provided in abundance, called it sanctuary, but asylum ain't autonomous when anchored in someone else's anatomy. This body be no temple, do not worship here. I say I want affection without having to be bent over in order to get it. They reply, do not worry. I can still see all of your holy lying on your back.
Everybody, give it up for Gabby Elvesi. Show some love. Let us know that you appreciate the poem. Show us some things in the comment section. And judges, where we at? Judges, what score do we have for Gabby Elvesi? Throw them up in the comment section. Judges, you're going to be talked about, but you got to keep going. You got to keep throwing up them scores and say, forget what you're hearing. Follow your heart. Stay consistent. Stay consistent. And let's throw up some scores. Judges, don't let the comments in your head. You got to put a number on it. If you like it, then you got to put a number on it. If you didn't like it, got to put a number on it. We got a 9.7 and a woo coming from Allison. We got a 9.7 coming from Nina. And we got a 9.8 coming from T Rose. We have a 9.5 coming from Angela. And we need one more score. We need one more score. And I believe that score is coming from Magic Rider, who did send one in. He got some nail painting going on, some hand claps, and a 9.6. Give it a 9.6. All right. Remember, it's about the poets and not the scores, but we don't need the scores, so we can give out a title. Everybody give it up real big for our next poet coming to the stage, Trejay.
To be Black and woman is to write myself free in invisible ink. To become a canon in the fictional genre of American history, all things queen and regal, yet still cliche. To be Black and woman is to be a fire next time, while helping you harness that fire to burn me with it. Lay waste to my self-esteem with appropriated versions of me. Become the Meg and the Stallion she wrote in on. Specimen and sideshow, Hottentot and WOP. To be Black and woman is to carry a torch for my own lynch mob, hung high fashion on display, so the world can parcel my features to the highest bidder. To be Black and woman is not to be bitter, but is to always be for sale, on clearance, or just plain given away. To have my value discounted by the ones that window shop my identity, a novel idea that no one is willing to pay full price for. See, no one has paid more for this life than us. To be Black and woman is to present a vault of receipts for the last statement and still have you disagree. To be Black and woman is to be both the meal and the stove it's cooked on, source and resource, used and consumed, seen, then erased. To be Black and woman is to offer my body as collateral damage and unsolved mystery, an apology to the rope that found its way around your neck in an empty cell, to the forceps that stole your legacy without your consent, to the walls that caught the bullets that missed, to the Black woman. To be Black and woman is to be a hashtag without a guilty verdict, to offer my name just long enough to incite riots, but not long enough to bring justice, to turn my face into a discarded talisman. To be Black and woman in the same breath is to birth a nation and be left for dead on the operating table, an experiment in how much the body can hold without your permission. To be Black and woman is to ask permission to live, demand permission to live, expect the right to live, and die trying.
Everybody give it up for Trejay in the comment section, in your heads and your hearts, and your apartments and your cars. Trejay! Wherever you are. And judges, get ready to put a number on it. I know it's hard, but we got to do it. We got to get it done. We only have a few more scores left of this bout. Thank you guys so much for your energy and your patience. It's meant a lot. And thank you to our judges who are just pumping out these scores poet by poet. We appreciate you. Judges, throw up your scores. Where we at, judges? Where we at? Where we at? What we got? What we got? We got some applause. We got some applause. We got a 9.9 from Allison. Fist up, fist up, fist up, fist up. We got a 10 coming in from T Rose and some fire signs. Fire, 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 fire. And we've got a 10 coming in with some more fire signs. Fire, 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 fire. Reminds me of the announcement when like the little alarm goes off. Bark, bark, bark. And we have a 9.6. All right. Is that everybody? I think that's. Ooh, I think that's everybody. Ooh, damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we got 5 judge scores in. I want to check something real quick. Just want to make sure. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Coming up next, everybody give it up real big for African honey bun.
Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you.
Hello?
We're all.
I don't know if I'm heard.
All set. So when I go off screen, just go ahead and start, okay? Did you get that? Are you listening?
I'm sorry. Yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay. See, I just cut all your seatbelts, but that don't make me crazy. Just trying to annoy you by destroying everything that you use on a daily. I'm not crazy. You just piss me off. See, crazy would be me stapling your legs to your balls. Crazy would be me calling your daddy and telling him that I want to have his kids. But what really makes that crazy is that you don't even know who your daddy really is. Crazy would be me finding a genie and wishing that your dick turned into a banana. You ended up in a cage full of monkeys. Crazy would be me sitting outside your mama's house and throwing acorns at it from the trees. Crazy would be me loosening the latch on your trunk and have you wondering why it opens up every time you hit a bump. Crazy would be me putting your nair into your beard shampoo. Crazy would be me breaking into your social medias, posting weird shit and have everybody thinking that is you. Crazy would be me getting you robbed. Crazy would be me taking all the handles off your car and replacing them with doorknobs. If I was crazy, I would put milk and magnesia in your cereal milk, knowing that you're already lactose intolerant, because I know that every now and then you eat a bowl of cereal and stay home and deal with the consequences. I'm not crazy. I just loosened the handles in your glove compartment. So go ahead and pick up all that mail from last year and those expired condoms. I done mess with the pressure on your horn, so that bitch goes off all night. And every single one of your neighbors gonna knock on your door looking for a fight. See, I just want to attach hidden speakers under your car so that every time you break, so that every time you break, your car plays "I'm Every Woman." And whenever you park, the sirens in the hood go off. And whenever you park, your car plays sirens and everybody think that the police are coming. Crazy would be me deleting your mother's number from your phone because I know you didn't remember that shit. And your mama loved me. So you won't be calling her and telling her all the shit that I did. I'm not crazy. I just wanted to piss you off. So answer the phone when my not crazy ass calls you tomorrow.
Everybody give it up for African honey bun. Show some love in the comment section. Tell us how you felt about that poem. Yep, just in case you try it. Somebody wrote, I'm going to write that down just in case he tries it. Because he probably will try it. And if they're going to try it, we should have a response. I hate knowing that we didn't have a response in the moment and then wishing you could go back and do that response and it's too late. So write it on down. Write it on down. But also don't go to jail. All right, we got some laughter and some big eyes going on in the comment section. Judges, let's throw up your scores. Judges, let us know how you felt about that poem. So somebody tried to quote, they said, I don't know if this is right. Loosening the latch on your trunk and having you wonder why it opens up when you hit a bump. Woo, they crying over that one. I think some people in the comment section were a little bit scared from some of the things that they heard in that poem. So hopefully y'all act right so that nothing happens to you like what we heard in that poem. Judges, throw up your scores. Judges, where are we at with scores? All right, we are still emoting. We are emoting. We had some feelings. All right, all feelings aside, Let's get some judges. Throw your scores up. Scores, 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 scores. We want to see them. We want to see them. Do I have any judges that go? Okay, all right. Amazing technique, 9.8. What else we got? If you're a judge and you know a 9.3 and a bunch of skeleton heads, Allison is dead. She dead. But I need you to come back to life because you have a few more people to score. We have a 9.7. We have a 9.8 from Nina and a laugh out loud. I love it. Let's see. This has been fun to see the responses to this one. All right. We need one more score from our judges. One more score. Bro, what? She killed me with that. All right, we have one more score. One more score. Where you at, Judge? Where you at? If you're a judge and you haven't scored, throw it up. A 9.5 from Angela. Thank you, judges, for your score. All right. We are moving on to the next person. Everybody give it up real big. Coming up to the stage for Jessie. You're on mute.
My virginity's last words. Nobody asks where I go to die. How every moan makes massacre of me, my loss, is celebrated more than the baby teeth, the tonsil, that old appendix no one needs anyhow. My loss is high five in the locker room, is yes girl in the group text, is the Christian mother's premarital cry. Have you ever considered that your first orgasm is my last breath as you lay here on your back? Before you rip me from my hinges, I must warn you that many have sex when they want to make love, but even more have sex when there is no more love left to make. You should know that your foreplay is my torture tool. When you get fingered, I feel someone wielding a knife to my neck when I am here. I am the enemy of your sexiness. When I am gone, I'm the do-over everybody wants back. If I must go, make this count. Let my death be your glory. If he asks, do you like this? And you don't, you say yes until you do. Play with your own mind so he doesn't get to say it all. Say nothing. Make this show yours, because as much as I don't want to leave you, I'll be damned if you go out like a bitch. I remember when you were 12 years old and you asked your mother, why does the first time always hurt? And she answered, because purity never goes down without a fight. And she's damn right. Let this mattress read my tombstone. Here lies the wedding night promise, gone but not forgotten, because I am going down swinging. Riddle me this: if the body is willing but the spirit isn't ready yet, is the sex still consensual?
Everybody give it up for Jessie. Give it up for Jessie. All right, let's see how you felt in the comment section. Love to see it. You better go off, somebody said. Somebody wrote, yeah. And then somebody wrote, make this show yours, because as much as I don't want to leave you, wait, I'm sorry. Make this show yours, because as much as I don't want to leave you, I'd be damned if I go out like a bitch. Got it. So they're quoting. And then we got a yes. We got some hand clapping. We got a mind blown and some fire and some more minds blown. I love it. I love it. Fire signs and clapping. Love to see it. Love to see it. All right. Now that we've got all that out the way, judges, throw up your scores. Tell us how you felt about that poem. We got to put a number on it. Judges, let's see some scores. All right, judges. We got a 9.7 coming in from Allison. We got a 10 coming in from Nina, who says it was amazing and gives a bunch of hand clappings. And then we have a big effing 10 coming in from Magic Writer. And we have a that was 10 energy. Mind blown. A 9.8 and a 10. All right, guys. I think that's all the scores for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I love it. I think I got one in there that wasn't a judge, but that's all good, guys. Please try not to comment any numbers if you're commenting on the poem and you are not a judge. Just make sure that you guys. All right. So we are going to move on. Guys, this is the very last poet in this slam coming up. So give it up real big for our last poet in this round. Poet, the poet.
I've been carrying rape on my back for almost 20 years. I'm only 26. Sometimes it gets to be so heavy that I'm reduced to a crawl. My tears drench the floor, so I never get far at all. People ask me, if it's so heavy, why don't you put it down? Why don't you let it go? They don't know that the straps are carved into my back. They don't know that pieces of me have been stolen with umbilical cords still attached. I didn't grow up in age, more like incidents. I used to be so good at hide and seek that no one would ever find me. The other kids didn't know I had prior experience that made me overqualified to play. My mother didn't know I had doubts, questions that made me too weary to pray. I never truly believed in a God, but I knew demons existed. Wrapped in a shiny and understanding facade, they were the only ones to ever show themselves. I've been used more often than I've been appreciated. My childhood was dug from my womb. My womb has been made into a graveyard with no name for the tomb. Only ghosts live there now. I was bleeding long before a period. I was never a child, just a woman stuck in this small, feeble body, anxious to grow older, to be stronger, to be able to say no and say stop, and for it to work, and then for them to apologize like grown-ups do, to ask if I'm okay, to ask if they hurt me. I can't remember how long I've been hurting myself. I only know time and scars. I trace over them sometimes to remember that I'm still here, because sometimes I forget. Sometimes I am a shell of a being. Sometimes people talk at me, have no idea no one's home. Didn't even check to see if the lights were off.
Everybody give it up real big for Poet, the poet. Guys, show us how you felt about your final poem of the slam in the comment section. Throw up some comments, send over some emojis. Let's make the poets feel loved. This was such an amazing bout. I'm so glad you guys were here to join us. My womb has been made into a graveyard with no room for a tomb. That was a line. Yeah, I heard that one. Yeah, heartbroken. Damn. There's some applauses. Guys, thank you so much for your comments. Thank you guys for keeping up the energy. Thank you for making time to be here today as a viewer, for all of your energy and your support. It means a lot. All right, with that said, judges, I think it's time for you to do your deed one last time. So judges, throw up your scores one last time. Let's see you throw them up. Roses to all the poets. Love it. We have a 10 coming in from Allison. We have a 10 coming in from Nina. So moving. Hearts and hand claps and a heart. I like to clap out the hand claps when I see them since you guys can't hear them. We have roses to the poets. I'm going to say that one more time because I want there to be roses and flowers for the poets all the time. We have another 10, a 10, and another 10. Is that everything? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Is that a perfect? That's a perfect. Oh my, look at that. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for your energy. Thank you, judges. Before we head out, I just want to personally say, I appreciate you allowing for me to host you through this experience. Thanks for being a part of WOWPS. Before we get out of here, I want to thank our festival director, the tournament directors, the safety wellness coordinator, the volunteer coordinator, and all the staff and volunteers that made this slam possible. Please know we are here organizing the Women of the World Poetry Slam because of our love and affinity for the culture and the craft of this beautiful art form. This event is presented by the Black Arts District and wouldn't be possible without the list of partners and community members, which are included are the following: T. Rowe Price, Visit Baltimore, Maryland State Arts Council, and 2Gem Consulting. Guys, don't forget to tune in tomorrow for our virtual finals to crown our champion. Go on to wowpsfest.com to watch. Have a good day and be safe. Here are all the links and things to connect to us. We really appreciate you. Thank you for your time. Again, I'm Judy Holiday. Guys, make sure to reach out to poets that you didn't get a chance to reach out to in the comment section and let them know how much you appreciated their work. And make sure to continue to support festivals just like this one. Thanks and be well.